welcome to the Pet Buzz today.
Hello, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So, Bryan, I'm going to ask you, if you were to give us one tip for 2021 holiday shopping, what would it be?
The biggest thing right now is to really start early. Now is the time to do your shopping, but also do it wisely. Scammers know that people are shopping online more than ever before. They're creating fake websites. They're looking like legitimate websites. So it's important to do that homework and research and make sure you know who it is you're actually doing business with before you hit that purchase button.
Do you think that as a result of our current economic situations, there are likely to be more online shopping scams?
Absolutely. The Better Business Bureau has already seen a rise in online shopping scams. It has been the top reported scam to Better Business Bureau scam tracker for 3 years in a row. We're seeing more and more fake websites show up. We're seeing a lot of consumers, like your story, Charlotte, that they made that purchase online. They thought it was a legitimate company, and they're either not receiving the product or they're receiving a counterfeit product. This is important as well. You may receive something in the mail because it helps the company avoid getting chargebacks, because if you actually receive a product, sometimes it's hard to dispute that charge with the credit card company. So they'll send a counterfeit product. It's not the product as advertised, and the consumers are also having struggles getting a credit or a refund from their credit card company. So we are seeing a big rise, and it's important to know who these companies are.
Can you give us some advice for safer shopping? I mean, including pet products and other gifts that we might think about for this holiday season. I mean, the counterfeit one was great.
Yeah, and it's hard. It is very hard to tell the difference between legitimate and scam or bad actors out there. And you really want to be wary. We've said it a few times, those fake websites. Be careful when you're on a website. First, know who it is you're doing business with. If you're coming off a link from a social media ad or an email or a text message sent to you, are you really on the website that it claimed to be? Sometimes it claims to be a well-known branded website that you think you're purchasing from. And these scammers can create websites that look very similar. But when you actually look in the URL, you're on a different URL address. So do that first. Just stop for a minute, look at the URL, go to the bottom of the page. If it's a website you don't know who the company is, do they even give contact information? Is there a phone number you can call? Does it look legit? Just get that feel and vibe. They may have a hot product that you want to buy and you only find it on this website and you're enticed to act now. But if it's not legitimate, you're not going to receive that product. So research that company and check them out. It's also important to look for security on a website, that HTTPS, that says if you make that purchase through that website, your credit card information is encrypted. But just because you see HTTPS does not equal the website is legitimate. You still have to check the company out, look at their track record, do they deliver on their promises, etc. So do not confuse the two. HTTPS just means when you provide your credit card number, that credit card information is encrypted and it's safe. It cannot be hacked by outside users. Be careful of photos. Photos are all over the place on social media. We're a very visual people as human beings. We see a great photo of a great product. We think it's there. We're going to click on it. We may want to buy it. We can talk about that, about online puppy ads. There's a big scam happening on the internet now. They use fake puppies on the internet. They entice people's emotion and they think they're going to buy it because they see that photo. Right click on that photo, do a reverse Google image search. See if that photo shows up in other ads. It's another way to do some homework. Also, again, do the research before you buy. Go to bbb.org, research the company you're doing business with, but also go on the internet, Google the name of the company and add the word scam or complaint after it. See what others are saying about that business, and that's going to make you a savvy consumer.
Another good argument that he's making for our local businesses, our small businesses, that if you've got the time and it's comparable in price, really consider going out to our local businesses and supporting what's in our community whenever possible.
Absolutely. And what we do for the local businesses too, because they have to compete with what's out there on the internet and credibility and trust. You can also look for the Better Business Bureau accredited business seal on their website. Click on it to verify it's verified to that business. And then that's a company you can trust that the BBB has vetted. They've researched their website, the track record of the company, and you can have more confidence in buying from that website as well.
don't just click the button because it looks great. Can it be returned? Bryan said the other thing we talked about is using your credit card and not your debit card.
Yeah, your credit card is going to give you the most protections at play. So if you're not happy with the purchase, or if there's a problem with the company, you can dispute those charges. Plus, if you submitted a payment online through a fraudulent company, you have protections in place, especially if your credit card number gets stolen and there's unauthorized charges made by other parties and not by you. It's important to report it and report it right away. If you're using your debit card and someone gets a hold of those numbers and they make payments, you can still dispute that, but that's taking cash out of your bank account. It's hard to get that money right away. So you may be waiting for that money to come back to you. So again, purchasing online, credit card is going to be your best method and most protected method to utilize.
Just review for us a little bit more about social media and how we could potentially be scammed out of our dollars and cents.
Yeah, so unfortunately, when it comes to social media, anyone can place an ad on social media, for the internet, as a matter of fact. So just because as consumers, we see an ad on social media, sometimes we tend to have that trust factor. Oh, if it's an ad on social media, this has been vetted, I can trust it. Let me click, go to that website and purchase that product. Better Business Bureau receives a lot of complaints and scam tracker reports from consumers who saw an ad on their social media page. They clicked on the link, they made a purchase, the product was not delivered, or they received a counterfeit product. So just because you see an ad on social media does not equal it's a legitimate company. Again, you have to know who it is you're doing business with. Look at the track record of the company. Do some homework and research. We live in this busy world. We see this fancy ad on our phone scrolling through social media. We want it now. We click on it. We fill in the credit card information. We make a purchase. And then 30 days later, we didn't receive that product. So you have to do some research to know who it is you're actually doing business with.
Is there such a thing as phony tracking information that is sent to consumers?
Yes, actually, it's even more so this time of the year. You really want to be wary of those fake text messages and those fake emails pretending to be your post office or UPS, claiming a package has delivered. Click now, and next thing you know, you're in a scammy website. So be very careful of those phishing attacks.
When you have that phony tracking, you're sitting around waiting, then you can expect delays. But then by the time, let's say you wait 6 weeks and it never comes, then you have to go back and dispute your credit card or the company. They might not want to, obviously you're being scammed, but it's something else to think about, and you never think about it.
Just on the way to the gym, stop and purchase from your local businesses, period.
Can I add to that?
Sure, please do.
So it's also important, this is the time where you actually want to be proactive. Go to those websites, the legit ones, the UPS, the FedEx, the United States Postal Service, pre-register with them with your information and confirm the email. So you're receiving the legitimate information from them, and then label your text messages, your emails from the legitimate sources. So when you receive that communication, you're aware it's legitimate and it's not a phishing attack or a fake text message coming at you.
Hey, that's a good idea.
That's
I never thought
great
about that.
advice.
That is that's great advice.
I might even start purchasing online if I could do that.
Yeah, because now even the post office, you receive an email and it's actually a picture of your mail that's coming to you that day or the next day. And you can actually see your mail that's going to come into your mailbox by the U.S. Postal Service.
Wow.
So there are technologies from the legitimate companies to receive the legitimate communication. You just want to be proactive and register for those on their websites.
Bryan, anything else that we should know about?
I think the biggest thing is encouraging your audience to do that homework and research before you buy. Better Business Bureau is always a resource to help you if you have a problem with the company. We're going to act as an impartial third party, help resolve the dispute, and we're pretty good at it. We have an 80% success rate. When consumers complain with legitimate companies, we get those problems resolved. Check those companies out first, bbb.org, see what others are saying about them, and make an informed buying decision.
Thank you so much for joining us today. What really great information.
Yeah, great information.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thanks for viewing our content on Pet Buzz Plus.